What's going on, YouTube? Sean here, and welcome to another episode of the Godzilla Rewatch. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Godzilla vs. Gigan. This is the 12th entry in the Godzilla franchise, and one of the first ones that I've ever seen. So, a little bit of history I have with this one is, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I got this little VHS collection that featured a couple Godzilla films. It was like a 5-tape collection. If you put them all together, it makes Godzilla's face. So it had this one, it had Son of Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla in 1985. So you put them together, you make Godzilla's face. It was a really cool tape collection. So yeah, this is the first one that I watched on that set, and it's one of my favorites of the franchise. I know a lot of people dislike this one. I know a lot of it uses a lot of stock music. In fact, I think the entire soundtrack is totally comprised of just stock music, so it's not really there wasn't really an original score for this one per se. And yes, I do notice a lot of the stock footage, having seen a lot of it. Some of it doesn't add up, and some of it does come across as cheap, but I still really like Godzilla vs. Gigan. The plot of this one, we have this cartoon artist who goes to work at some children's fund organization with a building that looks just like a giant Godzilla. However, much to his surprise, and I think pretty much everyone, the villains of the movie are trying to kill Godzilla, and that's because they are these giant cockroach. These are really humans that are cockroach people in disguise. And every time I think of the concept, I immediately start laughing. Like, these bad guys are cockroaches wearing human skin, just like the bug in Men in Black. So I'm pretty certain Men in Black was inspired by this movie. Can't confirm it, but I'm pretty certain. So the cockroach people, just the thought of them just makes me laugh. I'm like, really? We're just going evil cockroach villains? It makes me snicker every time. So what I really like about this one, I think the cast is really good. I in terms of Godzilla characters of cast or whatever, this is one of my personal favorites. They're what carries the film when Godzilla isn't on screen. Plus, Godzilla bleeds. It's like, ooh, Godzilla's bleeding. This is really violent. You just see his head, you see blood squirting out his sides, blood squirting out his head. We got a bit of a potty mouth to it, where the guy's hard bitch. Some funny moments with the corn guy. I don't remember everyone's names. I like the main dude. He's pretty funny. And then he's got his wife, I think, girlfriend, whatever you want to call him. She's pretty entertaining a bit too. She looks, even in terms of his art form, he makes her look like a monster too, which is kind of funny. The corn guy makes me laugh. He says, "Yeah, but he thought it was a gun." The bad guys I enjoy because they're pretty hammy, not as hammy as they can be, but still kind of hammy. And then the main draw to this movie is Gigan. Gigan is a really, really cool-looking monster. He's this weird cyborg-looking thing. He's got these little claws for hands, which I guarantee makes it very difficult for eating anything, because he can't really move his hands or anything like that. Godzilla and Anguirus team up. This one gets some weird moments in there, too, where they start talking, and I was very taken back by it, because Godzilla, in the English dub at least, sounds like a heavy smoker. "Hey, Anguilla! There's a lot of trouble ahead." And I'm like, oh, geez, Godzilla, how much have you been smoking? But then again, you got to think of it his throat must be killing him, because he's breathing radioactive fire. That burns. It hurts your throat, I'm certain. So yes, Godzilla has a real smoker's voice. But then again, Anguirus, I'm going to call him Aang, like the Avatar. So, yes, Aang, or whatever, talks too. He gets sent to look out and see what's going on, because they have these weird... The villains of this movie have these action tapes that they use to control Gigan and King Ghidorah. Yes, King Ghidorah is still around. But then again, you got to understand that the King Ghidorah and Destroy All Monsters, that was set in 1999. This is in the present. So, yeah, that's why he's still around, because this one takes place in the present, the other one takes place in the future. So, there you are, King Ghidorah. In terms of Gigan, he appeared in this one, he appears in the next one, and I didn't find out till years later that he appears on Zone Fighter, where I think he gets killed off. I don't know. I still gotta watch all of Zone Fighter, but there's no fucking version of it that's been released on DVD in the stateside. Just give me a version of that with subtitles. I don't care. If you can get it dubbed, that'd be great, but if you can't, just give me the subtitled version. I'll watch that, but no. It's just not good enough for some of these people. I'll never know. I'll never be able to understand. I just got to learn Japanese. That's the key to all this. It says, I do have a large nostalgia connection for this one. Obviously, it's one of the first Godzilla films I ever saw. I love Gigan. I think he's a cool-looking monster. And I actually really like the Final Wars update. I think that one looks even cooler. But yeah, Gigan's just this cool-looking monster. The buzzsaw, he's got the laser eyes. He's got his little claws. You got Ghidorah. Like, King Ghidorah has kind of just become, like, lackluster, I feel like, at this point in the franchise. It wasn't until, the Heisei series where he gets brought back to his real menacing, badass self. Because this is the last time he would physically appear on screen in the Showa era. It wouldn't be a while until... I mean, there's stock footage of him in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla as well. But it still was cool to see him, even though the suit itself doesn't look that great. And there is a lot, and I mean a lot of stock footage. A lot of it that doesn't necessarily match up. Sometimes it goes from day to night. You can obviously tell they just kind of darken the filter on the screen just to kind of disguise the fact that they're using an abundance of stock footage. King Ghidorah, just his design doesn't look that great per se in terms of the Godzilla series. I don't really particularly care for it quite as much this time around. I thought he looked better in previous films. The villains are hokey. I enjoy them. I like the main guy in the movie. I think he's got a good comedic sense of timing, per se. And like I said, the cast carries this one through. The music, although stock music, is quite good. I really like the main theme that's used in the film. Godzilla talking is kind of funny. Is it my favorite of the Showa? No, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's one of my favorites of the Showa series. Yes, I understand this one gets more of a bad rap, but, the cast carries it enough for me. There's still enough good monster action throughout. Actually, it's more towards the end, because, the only real action early on in the movie is Aang, I should say, getting attacked by the military, which is just mostly stock footage of War of the Gargantuas. In fact, you can see the Green Gargantua at one point in the movie. It's like, can't you guys just disguise the fact even better? But no, they just got to save money somehow. So, but you got to understand too, this was back before we had home video, so people couldn't really point out the flaws. Because once you saw something in the movie theaters, you never knew if it was coming back again. So you had to see it at that point. So, yeah, there's at least that to factor in per se. But yes, I still really like this one. I understand it's got some faults, and that's pretty cool if you don't really like it. But I still like it. So. Yeah, is there anything else I can say about this one? No. Oh, Gigan's entrance in Ghidorah. I think those are kind of cool. They come out of these weird little diamonds or gems or whatever, like they just explode. And they're like, what is going on? Is that just how they're awakened? And one other thing too, is King Ghidorah just a rent-a monster? Does everybody have control of this thing? I mean, just think about it. We had the Kilax who took control of him. We had the Exilians who took control of him. We have, the space dudes, the cockroach people. I know they have a specific name. I'd have to look it up again. But they control him too. I mean, King Ghidorah in the Showa series is the town bicycle. Everybody's had a ride. Or maybe there's just a different version of Ghidorah. Maybe there's different King Ghidorahs out there. I mean, he's controlled somehow. Perhaps the Exilians have their own one. The Space Hunter Nebula M is their name. The cockroach people have one. The Kilax have their own. I don't know. Ghidorah just gets around quite a bit, and it's kind of comedic at this point. But yes, I think that's all I have to say. Gigan's cool. Aang and Godzilla are still cool as all hell, I guess. This one's very violent too, which is great. Yeah, I just really like this one, so that's all I have to say. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think of Godzilla versus Gigan. Do you like this one? Do you not like this one? Is it one of your personal favorites? What's your connection to it? Let me know in the comments below. And, hit that bell button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for more notifications to be notified when we talk about Godzilla film. And come back tomorrow as we're going to be talking about the one and only Godzilla versus Megalon. I'll see you then, everybody. Take care now. Bye-bye then.